Hey, hey.
It's a Mido show.
Hey, hey.
It's a Mido show.
Hey, hey.
It's a Mido show.
Boom, we're live. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Mido Show. This episode got my buddy Juice back, Josh Quezada, just fresh off the flight from Turkey.
Yeah, man, just got back.
Just got back from another season overseas playing in Europe League. Now, is this the same league or is this like a whole separate league from the? How does it all work out there?
So remember I mentioned last year when I played in Serbia, it was they played in two leagues. So Turkey, same thing.
Oh, yeah.
So they have their own Turkish league and then the international league. But so this was the same international league.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, I want to know your flight back. You said had a quick flight back. It was like 14 hours or something like that. I guess that's quick if you're coming from Turkey, which is like halfway across the world. But what airlines did you fly? Did you fly Turkish or what?
Yes, Turkish Airlines. Man, talk about a good airline.
I was about to say.
Turkish Airlines is the route to go, bro.
Okay, because I hear a lot of good shit about Turkish Airlines, but I'm like, I ain't never go to Turkey, so it's, you know.
Yeah.
But so you were out there. You're in Istanbul, and that's the capital of Turkey?
No, it's not actually. Yeah.
What's
so
the
capital? Shoot, I might get in trouble for this from people back in
Why?
Turkey.
You just gotta say it wrong.
I might say it wrong, but I believe Ankara is the capital.
Okay.
And or Sakarya. I don't know. I'm not sure. Shoot, I'm gonna get in big trouble for this one. But I know that everyone thinks that Istanbul is the capital, but just because it's one of the biggest cities there.
Like the big
yeah, it's the main city. It's one of the biggest cities in the world. Like, I didn't realize how massive the city is. A lot bigger than Los Angeles.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's one thing I loved is that like view from, was that your apartment or whatever, that view that you were showing stuff?
Yeah,
dude? It's just like
the view I was showing was from our apartment complex, and you'll notice when you go to Turkey, there's a lot of hills, so you don't see a lot of people with bikes, either scooters or your car, or doing public transportation, or you're walking.
Okay.
But for the most part, because of these hills, you're able to see different apartment complexes, and it makes it look like, not just hills. Now you have like these buildings, and it looks like it's just gorgeous. And that's why my view was so nice, because I was on the top floor, and you're able to see and look down at all these different buildings and throughout the city. And that was just one part.
Yeah, that was just like half the view and stuff. That was pretty cool too. Yeah, you just see like all the trees down there in the urban neighborhoods and stuff. And then, so Istanbul is like the main city and stuff like that. Like, how far are you from like downtown stuff, like restaurants and all that? Or like that one, like for instance, that one restaurant, the fucking Salt Bay guy.
Oh, Salt Bay restaurant. All right, so that would be about like 30 minutes away from where I stay.
Okay.
So I stay on the European side. So Istanbul is
European side. What the
so
fuck?
check this out.
It's on two continents?
It's on two continents. It's the only city in the world that divides two continents.
That's crazy.
Insane. So I stayed on the European side, north side, which is a small city called Sarıyer.
Okay.
And if you want to go to the city, you just take the minibus to the tram, and the tram metro can take you. All you gotta do is get on the metro, and then there's all these different routes you can go. And so downtown, which they call Taksim, which is the city center, I can get there in 25, 35 minutes at the most. But once you get there, you have access to everything. So it was a nice little setup, man.
Yeah. And so how'd you get that offer from to go play out with that team? Did that come from playing last year on that team in Serbia? And then did you ever play that? Have you played that Turkish team before? Like, have you ever played against a team that you?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what happened. So I, me being social and connecting, I think it's real important to be able to connect with teams and players. Yeah. So that's what I did. So I, performed the best way I did. I was in Serbia. We came to Istanbul to play the team that I just played for, coach. And, my whole experience was just so much fun. Like, I seen a different part of the world I'd never seen before, and I was like, man, I need to come here. I need to come back here, whether if it's just visiting or playing. So once the season ended, I thought I would re-sign with Serbia, but things didn't work out, financially. We weren't on the same page. And
I want more money, motherfucker. You seen what I'm worth?
Pretty much, you know what I mean? I did my part, and I made sure I performed and won them a championship. And unfortunately, they're like, hey, we lost some funds, so we wouldn't even be able to pay you the same amount as we did last year.
So you're taking a pay cut now?
Yeah.
Damn.
And I was like, I love playing, but at the same time, I know, my worth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's there's a time when you got to be like, put your foot down and know, when when to move on. And so,
and not just that too, like when you know there's other offers and other things, you're like,
Yeah.
why am I gonna go and sign with you when I could sit back and wait on other offers or go
Yeah.
scout other teams and stuff like that? Because
especially being a veteran, me
Yeah.
being this, going into my 4th year, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna take anything lower than what they offered me. I was like, no, thank you, but no thank you. I appreciate it. I did my part, and so I contacted Coach University, and I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me. My name is Juice. Quezada, I played against you. He's like, yeah, we remember you. Ran all over us.
I can't remember you.
And he's like, the head coach, his name's Saigon, real great guy, real cool dude to talk to, and we connected really well. And when he offered me, I was like, you know what, you're paying a little bit more, and you're a championship team, and you're a bigger city, and I thought it was a better platform. I couldn't say no to that. So
yeah.
That's why how everything ended up connecting together.
That's fucking dope. So one of the things I had a question with that team name. So it's called, like, what do you call it? You just call it Coach? Because I know it's got like a big old long name or whatever.
So it's pronounced Coach. Like they have the C with the squiggly.
Yeah, that weird.
So
it's
like
I was wondering. I was like, is this like I'm trying to pronounce it? I'm like, I don't even know. Just like KOC.
Yeah, seriously. A couple of my teammates was spelled CEM, but it's pronounced Gem. You know what I'm saying? Damn. So their letters are easy to pronunciate and pronounce, but very difficult names to remember. A lot of guys had different names. I was like, sorry, bro. I didn't memorize the names till like the last month, 2 months. And then I was like, now I got to leave. I know you guys very well. But the first 2 months, like just memorizing guys' names. Only guys I knew.
That face and that number. All right.
Yeah, seriously. I knew the imports, all the guys that were from,
different countries and stuff.
Yeah, those guys. And then my running backs, all of us, I knew those guys and the head coach. But slowly but surely I started, getting to know the players more on a personal level. And then that's the worst part. You're about to leave, and then you finally get to know the guys.
Yeah, and you start becoming friends, and like that whole season, you build that camaraderie and stuff, and
exactly.
then you win the championship. It's like, let's go celebrate. It's like, yo, I got a flight in the morning.
Yeah, seriously, man.
So you celebrate for a couple of days, and I got to pack my bags, and I'm out of here and stuff.
That's one thing I wish I did. That's one thing I loved about last year is my flight was at the end of July. Our championship game was second weekend, so I had 2.5 weeks to celebrate. We
didn't have to worry about eating and going to work out and doing stuff. You just relax, like you didn't have to do nothing.
Yeah, there was no bye week, so we went straight into the championship. Booked my flight, went to Croatia, Montenegro, Greece. Like I enjoyed and got to really celebrate, but this time, no time, man.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, the championship game got moved from Saturday to Sunday, and their flight's on Tuesday. I was like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
Right, I guess I'll go to Subway and eat.
Go ahead to that Salt Bay restaurant real quick one more time.
Yeah, man.
So that coach team or whatever, you said university. Are they like part of a school or something? Or like what's that facility where you guys practice? Is that like a university where people study or is that?
So in Turkey, they're one of 2 countries in Europe that have American football in college and like a pro level. So I believe United Kingdom and Great Britain they have it too.
Okay.
So what they do is they get most of their funds through the college level, and there's a pro level. So there's a pro level, second division pro level, and then university, and then like the uni league, like the kids league, and then there's of course the women flag league. So I was just part of the pro league. So but most of their funding, quote
yeah,
unquote,
well, just like your facility and everything, like the place where you're like working out and like you guys played and stuff, and then just like I don't know, everything like your jerseys and stuff, really, I know you got Jeep sponsor and stuff, but like the other one, it seemed like there's so much going on with the jersey, like you're trying to sell stuff, you try to get money, and then the field, like there's not like, it's just kind of like playing out these soccer fields and stuff, I don't know, this looked a little bit more like legit, like kind of, I don't know, like structured and stuff, at least like the team wise and everything.
Man, everything looked like comparing this program compared to the past programs I've been with, by far the best one, facility wise. So many tools I had access to. It was such an awesome thing.
Yeah, I saw you training all the time, going down to the field. And
one thing I was looking forward to is, remember, I don't know if I kept showing the pool next to the football field. There was
it was right next to the
literally right next to it. Yeah. So as soon as I got this, like, man, I can't wait till the summer comes. I'm jumping straight in the pool right after a workout. And then, like, they didn't even open it until, like, the last month.
Oh, really? It was closed the whole time?
Yeah, man. So I only got in there, 2-3 times. But so I just went to my apartment one where they opened a pool there, and then they have, like, an indoor pool over there. But talk about resources.
Yeah.
Jeez. But you know what? I'm actually coming out with a mini documentary. I'm probably going to be releasing it.
Been documenting all your stuff and your travels and stuff?
Yeah. So I came across a videographer on social media, and I told her like I love your work and I'd love to collaborate with you. She's a professional, and I paid her like a professional, because she's like, this is my fee, and I was like, all right, cool, like I'm gonna pay, for your service. So for the past 6 weeks, she would go on a day-to-day basis on what I'm doing for training.
Follow you around and
because
stuff.
I feel like when I came in 2016, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and so I wanted to create something. I had a vision, and I explained it to her that I want to be able to see. I wanted to be able to show what a typical import player does on a daily basis and what they can do and what they should be doing.
Yeah.
At least to be in a successful one, because you could be stereotyped real quick. Like I lived with past imports, and there's a pattern. Everyone gets real chill and relaxed because they know what's expected back home. Being at a Division I or whatever college you went to.
And now
but when you go to Europe, you can chill and go through the motions, and a lot of guys are just content with that because they're they don't have to do so much.
Yeah.
But me, I'm structured, I'm focused, I have goals, I have everything set and planned, and so through this mini documentary you'll see, and I'll probably release it, the teaser I'll release it this week, and then I'm gonna launch the mini documentary next week, and it's maybe I might hold off on it for a little bit, but it's long. It's like 19-20 minutes long. I'm talking about just footage of what I do and what we do as imports. So I'm excited that the way it turned out is the way I envisioned it to turn out. So
yeah, that's pretty cool, man. One thing too is that you said last time is that players get caught up in going out there and taking it for granted and getting caught up like spending their time partying and like, oh, we don't have to show up for practices and just show up on game day and do what I've always done and stuff. And you're one of those people that you're constantly trying to better yourself as a person and as a player and stuff. So you're like making sure they stay disciplined with your your eating and your workouts and stuff like that, so you can perform at your best, like not just for the team but for yourself. Like you want to be you got your personal goals too.
I love to win. I love winning, and it started here, at Habra High School. And once you start winning,
the Mecca,
the foundation. So once it started here and you start winning, it's a craving that you want all the time, and so it really is contagious. And so I try to do the best I can as a teammate, because what I love about football, it's a team sport. It takes 11 guys on offense, 11 guys on defense, 11 guys on special teams to make an effort and coming up with a win. And you can be a playmaker, but at the same time you still need everybody on the field to do their part. And I think it's important, because I explained that to the guys. I'm the starting running back and there's 2-3 guys behind me, but guess what, your role is just as important as mine. So I try to promote that and express how essential it is. And every moment you spend, every time you spend outside of football will determine still inside of football what you're going to be doing, or your result or what you're eating. Even if, I always explain that to the guys, like, hey, I don't like what you're eating now was going to affect you on the field.
Yeah.
That
what cheeseburger and all that crazy stuff sounds good now and everything, but you should probably eat something more healthy and stuff. It's probably may not taste good to everybody and stuff, but it's, what your body, the fuel for your body and stuff. Cause I know me personally, I was the worst athlete ever. Like I was like naturally gifted. I never stretched, never ate right, never fucking I just went out there and, just did. But I got fatigued real easy. I had problems where I was like really weak and not performing well and stuff. And
it takes a tear on you, as years go by. I've noticed the change that I've had to tweak even more. If I can make myself better just 1 or 2% and be a little bit more healthier, and I think I've noticed a difference between when I'm high school 16, 17 years old to now 27. You know what I'm saying? There is a huge difference on recovery, a huge difference on
as a kid you could go and run and do all this stuff and be fine. You don't have to recover. You just just chill for a little bit and then go back to doing something. As you get older, you definitely got to start stretching before workouts, stretching after workouts, fucking doing all the recovery stuff and taking care of yourself and stuff. So as far as your team and everything, how was how many import players did you guys have on your team there? So
we had originally 3 U.S. players, and only in the Turkish League 3 of them can play. But in the international league, only 2 can play.
Oh, okay.
So
at like a time or on the active roster?
On the roster.
Okay.
Yeah. So the rules are kind of have to tweak them a little bit. But I think overall, we had imports from other countries. So we had a wide receiver from Serbia.
Oh, okay.
Well, one of my former teammates, which was kind of cool.
Nice.
And then when we first got here, there was a guy from France that played safety. His name was Pierre, and then
fuck, dude, that's so cool. Fucking dude from France, his name is Pierre.
Yeah,
I was thinking about
typical.
like some French name, like Jean Claude or something like that, and you're like Pierre.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he got hurt, man. He got hurt
Damn.
first drive, ruptured his spleen. Talking about rushing to surgery, man.
God damn.
Talking
How
about
do you do
worst
that?
case.
Just like a hit, or,
It was just
or that happens, huh? Like there's like
no, that does not happen.
I don't know. I thought there was like an appendix or something that just starts flaring up, and all of a sudden, you know.
That is not normal. That's one of those rare things that happen. It was just like a typical hit, in the end zone, and you end up having to get rushed into surgery, which is kind of scary. And then we had another guy from Norway that came, a defensive lineman guy, wasn't even here for a week. Had some issues off the field, so he got kicked out too. Like there was a lot of problems on and off the field, and this year has been very unfortunate. We've had to bring in imports, take out imports. A guy from Germany came, played linebacker. He was here for a while. He tore his ACL. He had to go back. So last minute, coach is like, hey, we need a defensive back, and we need a U.S. guy because our defensive back decided to leave and he got a coaching job up in Sweden. So he's been here he was already here for like 6-7 months taking classes. He played for the university team and the pro league team.
Oh shit!
Which is kind of crazy.
So so they have two different teams for the university team and then the pro team and stuff.
So once you reach a certain age, I think it's 26, you can't be in university anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, but,
no Van Wilder stuff over there where you're like 8th year senior.
Yeah, none of those guys.
That's pretty cool though. And then who did you room with over there? Like you obviously had a roommate or something, right? Or did you live by yourself?
No. Yeah, I prefer living with guys. Anyone that, because when you live alone, it gets quiet, it gets lonely. But
especially in unfamiliar places too. It's
it could be. Some guys prefer that. I'm like, no, I prefer having roommates, get to know somebody, make them a better person. They make me a better teammate, and we bond a little bit better. So one guy from the UK, United Kingdom, he was from Birmingham.
Oh, nice.
He was a wide receiver. Crazy English accent. I'm talking about his accent.
Sounds like a butler.
Bro, his accent was so deep. Our head coach, a lot of the guys are like, I don't understand. Like, I need you to translate. So I'd have to translate his English to them. And
dude, that is one of those.
Funny, man.
They are hard to understand.
So he was one of the imports, and then the quarterback. He was a returning guy. I played against him last year. Played with him this year. David Whipple, great athlete, freak of an athlete. The guy's got all the tools.
Where's he from?
He's from Georgia.
Georgia? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's from Georgia. And then the fourth roommate, he was from Germany, but he ended up going back. So since he left, the Norway guy, we brought in a guy from Russia. His name's Ilya.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, this guy, freaking beast. Yeah, we literally brought in the best defensive lineman that you can ask for, and he really helped out like on the defensive line. Like, talk about a guy that works hard. He was the guy that I can call and rely on. Hey, you want to get a workout tomorrow? He said, yeah, let's go. He was a great workout partner. Great dude to be around, married guy, real, you know what I mean?
Family guy.
Yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
Family dude, so we can relate, even though, his second language was English, so even though his English wasn't, as good as mine, we still connected. And it's crazy how you're able to connect with somebody, even if there's a language barrier. You still don't.
Well, that's one thing about sports that, it's just like, across different country, all different sports, baseball, basketball, football, like soccer, like it's something that transcends, language, like breaks the language barriers and stuff, because it's something common that everybody understands. That's one thing I'm always fascinated with is like the Olympics and shit, when you get all these random people from different countries and put them in one area together and put them up against each other and stuff like that. And then, that's another sign of an athlete too, is like I said, you go into a different country and trying to adjust to, the culture, the fucking atmosphere, all these different things and stuff like that. And then trying to still, better yourself and perform and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, I know for me, anytime I leave California, it's just like trying not to get depressed. Like how long can you not, but then after a while, I'm like, shoot, I want the beach. I want sunshine. I want to be back in California and stuff.
I need that California lifestyle.
Yeah, it's cool to go see different places and stuff. But, yeah, so now that you're back, do you obviously got plans to maybe go back next year again? Or are you going to explore some different options, or what?
We'll see.
What's your future plans?
Right now, the only thing that I have on my itinerary is I'm actually in the I don't need to announce that yet. But
yeah, I was about to say,
so yeah, let's not have any spoilers yet. But as of right now, I'm working on getting my yoga certification.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I figured if I do plan to play overseas or just like anywhere I wanted to work,
I think yoga class.
I think something I've always been passionate about, and I think I can something that I pictured myself doing when I was younger, because I remember seeing my grandparents, I seen other people's grandparents, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a boring grandparent. I want to be the active one, the flexible one, the one that's full of energy, and the cool grandpa. So I figured if I'm, maybe vegetarian or vegan or something, and I'm on this positive vibe.
Spiritual journey.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think if I'm able to have that, I go overseas again, then I can have another source of income. I'm always trying to figure out ways that
you don't want no downtime, or you want to try to maximize your time and your
if I could
things.
teach a class once
kill
a week.
2 birds, 1 stone. You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
You always got to have a side hustle.
Yeah, that's the thing. Speaking of side hustle, so are you going to be coaching again this year, or is that the secret thing we're not supposed to know about?
Well, as of right now, yeah. So it's kind of like I'll still be around,
just helping out,
but not
just
more like helping out, just because I enjoy it and I'm passionate about coaching, and plus my little brother, he's gonna be a sophomore this year, so I know I'm gonna get him right, get him better, and give him a talk on how he can improve and what he wants to do, because he found wrestling. I was like, hey, you need to get in wrestling. So I got him into wrestling.
But now he likes
wrestling.
Soon to
find out, now he loves wrestling. Because he's like, why do you want me in wrestling? I was like, if you want to play football and get to the next level, you got to master something else to get your body familiar, get more familiar with your body, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he's actually better at wrestling, so I'm happy that he found another passion and see, that's, I tell him like, hey, if you want to put a highlight tape and put that, I play varsity on for wrestling too. Now you're showing that you're an athlete,
You play different sports. You could handle the workout. Just even like I had friends that wrestled not because they liked wrestling, just the work at the conditioning of the work, like of being.
I wish I did wrestling when I was in high school, man, but that wasn't popular. That wasn't the thing.
Yeah, wearing the skinny suit and everything with the little earmuffs and stuff, and grabbing some dude on the ground.
But at Fullerton, the football coaches are the wrestling coaches, so the transition's a little easier over there, and it's genius.
Yeah,
it's genius.
I wish I would have done something like that, just to because now as I'm doing martial arts things and stuff like that and jiu-jitsu, I'm learning that I don't my legs, I got chicken legs, bro. I never I don't work out my legs, I don't do anything like that, I just run and stuff. But all your power, everything, the most strongest part of your body is your legs and stuff. It's I'm using upper body to push people to do things and everything. It's dude, if you learn how to activate all that, then everything, it's you're pushing, that's why all this.
And
that
was all new to you, right?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of new things, man, or at least what people aren't familiar with, when I started doing ballet, everyone started freaking out, man.
That's an interesting thing that a lot of people don't know that football players do. Well, I know quarterbacks for sure. I've always known that they've done it and stuff like that, take a ballet class and stuff. And I remember thinking for the first time too, I heard it Matt Leinart was taking a ballet class at USC. And it was funny because actually, dude, it was funny because his senior year he had already graduated and didn't want to go to draft it and want to stay another year, and he needed to take a class, so he took ballet as his only class just to stay in school so he could play and shit. Yeah. But yeah, that shit helps with your fucking light on your feet and stuff, and especially
really
running and all that stuff. And even I think too, freaking linemen and shit should fucking do that stuff to be lighter on their feet and stuff.
Exactly.
Move around.
But seriously, I was literally on campus, and they got flyers everywhere on campus at a school. So it's a university, and I saw a flyer that said ballet class, enroll. I got in 3 weeks before school started. And I was like, what, I'm gonna fulfill my schedule, make sure it's full, and I emailed the teacher. I'm like, hey, I'm actually real anxious, and I'd love to work with you. And me and my team, I got a couple guys that want to do ballet. Would you mind working with an American football player? And she's like, yes, I'm excited. I'd love to work with you. And explain to her my philosophy. I'm like, I'm using this as a tool to make me better on the field for football. And a lot of the players laughed. A lot of people on the team. I'm like, well, instead of laughing, I think you should ask more questions and be more curious. Yeah. Because there's a reason behind it, and people just picture a pink tutu and leggings and tights. Yeah. It's
what are you doing here? You trying to check out chicks? You gay? What's going on here? What's your angle here? Right? You got a secret you're trying to don't want to tell nobody?
But at the end of the day, I was taking ballet twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, and a stretching class also. And then after 2-3 weeks, the teacher's like, hey, I'd love to invite you to intermediate class. I was like, oh, shoot, I guess I'm doing pretty good.
So was that, were you just tagging along in the classes and stuff, or did you actually enroll through the school and stuff? Did you have to enroll into the class and all that stuff, or did she just kind of did you talk to her and she was just
Well, technically I didn't enroll, but I was when they're taking attendance, I'm there more than the other students. Yeah, so right. I was a full-time ballet student more than the other ones, because the class was only once a week, and I didn't realize this after 2 weeks, because I started seeing different students on Mondays, different students on Wednesdays, and then I was like, oh, this is 2 different classes. She's like, yeah, but I went, I fulfilled my time. We're there for an hour and a half doing ballet, bro. I'm talking about the first 2-3 times sweating, my feet are cramping. Talk about an exercise. Like, my ankle strength and my toe strength is on another level now. It's like I love it, and I think it's important to try something new, especially for the anatomy, for the physiology of the body. Everything's just like, want something new, they're craving it, and when you get out of that comfort zone, it makes you a better athlete.
Yeah, and the one thing too is, like, our feet have so many muscles and stuff in them that we just don't, like, we don't use our feet enough, because we got these things with shoes where it's like, you don't gotta work out your foot, you got something to protect it. It could be all nice and soft, and then you step on a rock, and then, but if you, like, have hard feet, that's why I love, like, my little 5-finger shoes that I work out with and stuff, because, like, I feel the ground, I'm starting to, I could do, like, all this stuff, and I feel like the strength, and the balance and all this stuff, and, like, when you're able to, like, you just feel in control. And especially because, in football, the last thing you want to do is be caught flat-footed ever. You always want to be on the balls of your feet and fucking, aware of stuff. So
half the classes will be barefoot anyway. So it's all foot, toes, and feet strength. And at first I was like nervous, because when I went to intermediate class, and then soon to find out, I was on the same level as a lot of the students, and a lot of it is core.
holding
being able to,
it and like
and so I think that's why we're able to hang so much. But just the count and turns and jump, oh man, it got intense after a while. I was like, shoot, I gotta catch on.
Start getting dizzy and shit. Go up and do a little flip.
And shoulders, oh man, putting the shoulders up. But it was cool. I had a great teacher. Great teacher. She studied at University of Boston, but she helped put ballet on the map in Turkey. And so whenever she gets like a male ballet dancer, and they call us ballerinos,
ballerinos.
She's like, she gets excited because it's more of a feminine thing. But they don't realize you need a lot of strength to pick up women and to hang. So.
Yeah. Well, one thing too is that goes like hand in hand, I think, with like yoga, like, as far as like body awareness and like being able to like, lift your leg and hold it in your core, and like being able to like stable, like just having that like, because I know football is such a like fast reactive sport where you like half the time it's muscle memory, you don't even know what you're doing till you're doing it and stuff. But it's also good to be aware of your body and stuff. It's like, okay, how does this move? What can I do? And can I hold this there? Because it's like, I could kick my leg up, but can I kick my leg up and hold it there? Can I stay here and do all this stuff? How much control can does your body start shaking? Can you breathe? And all that stuff. And you learn how to once you learn how to control that stuff, and you become master of just different stuff. Like you said, you're working on yourself and your body. You want to be able to do
get
these
familiar
things
with yourself.
I
think it is important, man, especially for the sport, especially when the season's going so long. You got games, 10 to 12 games sometimes, and I was using pool, I was using ballet, I was using yoga as alternatives to help the body recover, because lifting, you can only go so much, and then if you're limited, I hurt my shoulder one week, and then I got a bone bruise in my quad, so I'm kind of limited. So these are the alternatives that help me still strengthen my body, but avoid losing strength and losing flexibility, losing all those positive things that you need, especially along with the season. Because I remember we went like 8-9 weeks straight without any bye weeks, so it was kind of a lot of wear and tear on the body, especially for players that were on the team. You can easily get an ibuprofen, get an Advil, get something for the quick, but guys didn't realize, like, we're playing the whole season, so you got to figure out ways for long term,
you
and
so can't just get numbing the pain and
so they've depended on the physiotherapist, and I'm like, guys, you need to do stuff you got to know this stuff on your own, because I remember no one knew besides a couple of my teammates. My shoulder like dislocated first game.
Oh damn.
You know what I mean? So I know the procedure on how to recover for that. But next game, you swear I didn't hurt my shoulder because I took care of myself. I made sure I know the protocol already because I tore my labrum already.
So don't pop it in there and try to start throwing again or whatever. Like let it chill slowly. Just let it.
Because the physiotherapist, you should start using weights. I'm like, bro, no, it popped out yesterday.
You're
telling me to lift already? I know what to do. So it was a little different.
And then how was that just being there, like the team and everything? Like, did a lot of people speak English? Was it more foreign to what you had experienced before, or was it something that was kind of like, okay, you're kind of used to being in foreign countries and trying to deal with the language barrier and stuff?
It was similar, just as the past countries. Not a lot of guys spoke English. you can tell if they spoke English, they're very smart. You know, a lot of guys that are bilingual, some of them even trilingual.
Well, people don't understand that. It's funny, you know, like people always give people shit, you know, Mexicans for not knowing English and stuff like that. But like somebody who's bilingual, if you know English and Spanish, like that's, you know, that's hard to do. Like I don't know that shit. I barely know English, you know, and fucking I barely passed that too, dude. I almost failed English in high school. Like, but yeah, just like it takes a lot of skill to, you know, and then it's just, you know, I think that's something that, you know, more people should try to, like, I wish I like learned a different language or knew a language, but it's hard to like learn it. Like I wish we just can have those headphones you put on and then somebody talks to me, it translates. I can talk to you, it translates and stuff. Because I feel like once people understand each other, it's like, okay, what are you doing? And like, because there are differences in the world and cultures and stuff like that, but for the most part, everybody's just trying to live a happy life, do their thing, you know. And
same morals.
You know, I mean, all of you guys are there. You have one common goal. We're all here to play football. You know, it's like, you know. And then, did you have a lot of guys that were just there to play football and stuff, or did you have guys like before where they had like jobs during the week, like other like lives and stuff?
Man. Or a lot of the players were students too, so they can relate to being a student athlete in college. So I'm like, all right, awesome. You guys know exactly what we experience, what we go through. So we had guys like that. A lot of guys that were traveling. That commute, you know, take like 2 hours sometimes. You know, well, luckily we only practice like 2-3 times a week, so only have to. But a lot of guys carpooling. But yeah, half the guys had jobs, and the other half were like students. So it was a little bit of everything. You know, guys that traded from other universities, other teams that came over. You know, so it's kind of like the whole recruiting concept, trying to find the best guys. And honestly, we had a good group of offensive guys. Like wide receivers, running backs, you know, and offensive linemen. But seriously, everyone's getting so hurt. It's crazy. One of the linemen broke his leg. Another D lineman got kicked off the team. Linebacker got kicked off the team. Another D lineman got kicked off, got put back on. So it's been a roller coaster. You know, a lot of people don't know that. And, you know, I've been trying not to use that as an excuse for us not doing so well in the international league. But when it comes down to it, you know, I don't think anyone saw the true best, you know, Koc University team, Koc Rams team this year because of injuries. And it's kind of limited our capability. And I think the only time they saw the best of us was our first game, because it was like a little rivalry game that we have 3 weeks before the season starts, and that was like the only time you would see like how well we did. And so there's a team that we played. I can't think of the team. Oh, Yeditepe Eagles. So they got demoted into the Division II level because I guess they did the paperwork wrong, and instead of having one import they put down, they had 2 or 3 imports. You know what I mean? Like some kind of sketchy stuff. And they did it 2 years consecutively, so they got demoted. And they just ran through the whole second division. So they got demoted to second division, and then so you see the record 8-1. You know what I'm saying? So I think I take real good pride on being able to show, you know, how well their team was and how much better we were because, you know, of having healthy players. And so even though they won the championship, it shows it's a reflection of how well we are because of what they're capable of. So that was just one of the teams. And
then what was your guys' final record at the end of the year? Do you know what it was, like the international and the Turkey League?
In the Turkish League, I believe we were 11-0. And then internationally, we were 0-3. So we lost all 3. So I lost to my former team in Serbia. And, you know, a lot of guys got hurt that game. And then we lost to a team in Poland. They're called the Wrocław Panthers. They're the Polish champions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I played them in 2016 in the championship and lost to them.
Oh, dang.
So I played them 3 times. I won them the first time and then lost the last week. But I didn't play in that game, that game this year, because you only allow 2 U.S. players to play.
So you set that one out.
And the coach ended up picking a defensive back, you know, which was kind of confusing, but I understand, you know.
Yeah. So you don't even make the trip for that? Is that like a bye week for you?
No,
or?
They played them home. So they came.
Okay.
Yeah, they came.
So you just go and watch the
game.
We
got smacked. I'm talking about the score was like 55-7 or 14, and I was like, you know what, I can be frustrated, but I'm just doing my part and being a teammate on the sideline, supporting. Here's the water. You know?
Yeah, right.
That's all I could do. And in our last game, which I was really excited about, we went all the way to Switzerland, bro.
That was the championship game?
No, that was the
last international
game. It played this team called the
Have you ever been there?
No,
Switzerland?
Switzerland was
nice. I hear it's nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Peaceful. You got people casually smoking weed.
Fish.
You know.
Well, they're up there like near where's Amsterdam at? The fucking Netherlands and shit. Yeah, they're up by there and stuff. Huh?
Yeah. So when we went there, I thought Los Angeles was high level of expenses and the cost of living. Switzerland's on a whole nother level, bro.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. I'm talking about taking public transportation on the train. And they got an A section, a B, like a coach section, a B section.
They got the first class.
Yeah, man. I was like, that's way different.
Like back at the train. Back at the train.
I was like, I'm going to be in the back. Because I went in the first section. I was like, why isn't anyone? And they're like, oh, this is expensive. All right, later I'm going to go into the back.
Yeah, like, you don't pay more for this. Like, nope.
But it was expensive. Because I remember converting euros over to their section. It was like way higher.
I wonder if it's because I don't know if Switzerland's the one where they have like free healthcare and all that stuff, where they got a lot of like the government helps a lot and stuff, so that's why everything else is more expensive.
Yeah, Switzerland is one of the wealthiest countries. I believe it actually is one of the wealthiest.
Well,
countries.
fuck, dude, everybody think about it. Every movie, every fucking drug dealer, any person with a lot of money, what do? Get a fucking Swiss bank account.
Yep, that's
because
true.
the Swiss, they like the thing about the Swiss, and it's funny. I just learned this like last time I was watching Wolf of Wall Street, because they're trying to get to Switzerland.
That's right.
Well, I like looked it up. I'm like, what's so big about these Swiss banks and stuff? Well, they have, first of all, they got like vaults in mountains and shit in the Alps, and then they got like the way, like they don't have to disclose to anybody like who has accounts and who, like normally like okay, people have to like in the United States
name,
like
name, address.
like everything's on file where people like know so like it's public information almost. But yeah, there it's so secretive and stuff like that, like so everybody goes there and they don't care, dude. They'll take whatever you got and stuff like that. So I don't care if it's drug money,
show
whatever.
your ID, here's your bank account number. That's all you need.
They got gold bars and stuff in there.
Yeah,
so they got a lot going on over there in Switzerland. Fucking.
Yeah, I literally when I was there, I was like, man, I wouldn't imagine, like it'd be nice to sign here just to experience. And I didn't even know that they had that Space Mountain.
What? Oh, like the are you talking about the Matterhorn? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
Matterhorn. Yeah, the Matterhorn. The fucking.
I had no idea that's in Switzerland.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Yes, or from a distance.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
that thing's huge.
This is the Matterhorn.
Like, yo, we did Disneyland right now.
Yeah. So I didn't know it was
Abominable Snowman. Yeah, it's funny. I've always seen it. I didn't know where it was. I knew it was in the Alps somewhere. The Swiss Alps. Yeah, that makes sense. Swiss.
Everything just clicked. And I was like, whoa, wait, this mountain looks familiar. They're like, oh yeah, that's
So was it really like white and stuff? There was a lot of like snow everywhere.
Pure white, bro.
Like no green,
it was
nothing.
Gorgeous.
Just white. Yeah. That's the thing, because up there it's so high up, like near the Arctic and shit. It's like they hardly ever get like like I think there's like a couple months during the like certain points where like things melt and it kind of like you get some grass and stuff, but for the most part it's like always snowy and stuff there.
And so the stadium, it was beautiful. It was surrounded by mountains where Kelowna Broncos were. And I'm like, man, even though we lost, this was a one-of-a-time, like, lifetime experience.
Yeah,
like, I enjoyed my stay here, and it's been real, like, even when we stayed at the hotel, some simple things like the croissant, the bakery goods. Like, instead of honey, they had honeycomb.
Goddamn, hey, how much you paying this fucking documentary check, dog? I'm about to fly myself out there and be like, I got a camera, bro. Let me just follow you around.
I had a blast, man. I had a blast.
Dude, that's awesome. So you also, I know that in the championship game you ended up getting MVP. That was for the championship game, right? Or was that the whole season?
No, it was a finals MVP.
Okay. And then you guys won the championship, and you got your record again, right? Where you got 1,000 rushing yards for the fourth season?
Yeah. So
are you the first player to do that?
So I'm the first player ever to rush for 1,000 yards in 4 different countries, man.
Consecutive seasons.
4 consecutive seasons. And it's crazy because I barely made it. Like I think I rushed for like 1,067 yards, and because I was, the horrible teams we played against, I probably had like 3-4 carries, then, they pulled me, but man, it's a crazy feeling. I didn't realize. I mean, the goal always rush for 1,000, but I didn't realize how frequent or how I was doing it consecutively so much, and I didn't know until I started asking, resources of different countries. Like, has there been anybody that has rushed for 1,000 in different countries, or the leading rusher in 4 different countries? And they're like, no. so it was cool to just do something unique and something that's different. And setting the bar. I think it's setting a bar for imports and for the future. And I think it is hard, because I remember someone tried comparing me to another running back. I was like, the only way you can't compare running backs. Running backs are unless they're in the same league, you know what I mean? Because this guy was like a short, quick guy, and I'm like, I'm not a short, quick guy. I'm a power running back. How are you going to compare the two?
Yeah. Well, that's another thing too. Is like a lot of guys are running backs where they get the ball on first down, big yard situations, and other guys are third down backs, and you just need 3 yards, and that's more to you. Just push it across the line, just give me a couple yards, get a first down, stuff like that. And so you never get a lot of the big but then guys like that usually at times that's the messed up thing about fantasy football, because those 3-yard guys, they're the ones that get the touchdown points, and you're like, damn, your guy who put up 100 yards, like, could get a touchdown.
It's hard to find true running backs, man. It's so hard to find them, because you see all these quick, fast guys, which I respect, but I think I like the old school run style, downhill fucking. I'm trying to make a statement and be able to set an example, like, hey, I'm calling out all running backs now. This is something that I take pride in, to be able to rush for 1,000, and it's hard. A lot of people don't know that quarters are 12 minutes, and I have a limited time and to get it done. So
1,000 yards is hard to rush. People don't realize that, because with passing, like, you see these crazy passing yards and stuff, but passing, it's so easy because you get one big chunk and stuff like that. But even football, if you break like one big run, that's still like, it's like most of the time you're barely getting those small little ones and stuff. And then a lot of times, you're getting, rushes for no yards or a couple 2-yard losses and stuff, and then you got to gain those yards back and stuff. Sometimes you're, freaking, as soon as you get the ball, you're already hitting the backfield and shit. And you're like, damn, just lost it.
It all adds up. It all adds up. But I made sure I did my homework and made sure the stats were correct, to make sure that everything added up. And it was funny, I had a great competition with the wide receiver that room with that was from the
English guy.
Yeah, from Englishman. We had a competition who could score the most touchdowns in the season. So we were tied in the semifinals. The record was what's it? It was like 13-13, And so I was like, all right, we're gonna have to ball out, see who gets more touchdowns. That's what it really came down to. So he ends up scoring 2, I end up scoring 2, and then we end up going for 2. So I ended up beating him by 2-point conversion, getting that last one. So I meant to give him a hard time. But I told our quarterback, I was like, hey, let Chris know that I scored an extra touchdown today. He's like, yeah, you got me by 2. So it was kind of funny.
That's cool. I don't know, what else you want to talk about out there and stuff, things you experienced while you were out there and stuff, while it's still fresh on your mind. I want to try to get this information while you're fresh off the boat.
Well, the religion, man, that was a huge difference. You saw mosques everywhere. When you come here, you see a lot of cathedrals, you see a lot of Catholic churches, you see Methodist churches, or even what I'm familiar with is like the Mormon temples.
Because you went to BYU.
So going over there, that's one thing I enjoyed about it. It was a whole different culture that I was curious to see. So when I first got there, you could see a lot of like pointed pikes. That's what they're known for in every mosque you see. If you see a pike, that's a mosque. Okay. And so when I first got there, bro, it was like 4 a.m, and you hear this loud speaker of this recording going full blast. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I started doing that first week. So I wake up like so confused, and then a lot of my teammates like, it's coming from the mosque. It's the same recording that was recorded like 60, 70 years ago, and it's prayer, time for prayer. So it goes off like 4 times, 5 times a day, and it's really cool. It's really cool to experience and seeing some of these. Some of these mosques are so beautiful. It's unreal. Yeah,
that's where everybody like at that time they like all pray to like the certain direction or something like that. Isn't that what they do or something when they do that, or is that something?
It might be something different, because that's what I was looking for. I thought people would stop. But I didn't see that. Okay. But I did see a lot of people go into these mosques, and what's cool is it was open to everyone. I can go into the mosque. It's just you got to go with a proper attire, take your shoes off for men. Yeah. And they have a massive mosque called the Blue Mosque in Istanbul. It's like one of I think the second largest one in the world. Oh shit. And it is massive, and it's cool. They have like you see these faucets outside, and it's for cleaning your feet. Like people it's very traditional. Yeah. People wash their feet. Women, they gotta wear over, cover their body, and it was like real
no skin show and stuff.
So it was real traditional. That's what I loved about it, and it was very like welcoming. They loved having visitors, and so it was open to everybody. And what was cool is just the detail about it. Oh my gosh, you can see the different language. It was Arabic language.
Yeah, I was about to say it's more like an Arabic or something.
Yeah. So some of the guys on the team spoke Arabic, and I was like, man, it's one of the hardest languages they say.
Mm-hmm.
So it was awesome.
It's hard to speak too. It's like you got to have like that's very like thick. Like a lot of the sounds and stuff are very thick in the throat. But
we had another player from Egypt.
Oh really?
Yeah, and he spoke Arabic.
Was he a black dude or what's came?
Yeah,
from
he looked very.
See, people don't want to believe me, dog. Fucking black people came from Egypt.
Yeah, some color.
It's part of Africa.
I know, right?
People always think like Egypt's like it's part of Africa. Like it's right on the end, but it's Africa.
And that was one of the flights I was looking at, hoping to fly to. Because coming from Istanbul, it's like.
You're trying to get a connecting flight to there.
Yeah, it was cheap. It was like get a flight for like $150.
Oh really?
Yeah, but I ended up not going.
But then your flight's like 26 hours instead of 14.
No.
You fly this way and then this time around.
The flight was like 2.5 hours.
Oh dang!
Go straight to the capital, man. I was like, Cairo.
Oh, Cairo. Yeah.
Yeah. And
cool.
the one from Egypt, my boy from Egypt, I was asking him. I was like, his name was Apo. I was like, hey man, like, should I go? And he's like, yeah. Or let me tell you about my hometown or where you should go, because they had another spot that was on sale too to check out. But my schedule was so hectic. That's why when I was saying more structure, the team we practiced more and it was more like mandatory compared to like in the past teams. I was like,
before it was like, hey, whoever could show up and make it or whatever. But like now it's like, hey, practice at this time. Like
everyone's there.
Yeah. If you want to play this weekend, you better be there.
Pretty much like that. I was like, man, that's messed up. I love traveling, so I didn't get to travel as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
But
just because like you're disciplined at your stuff, where you're like, I'm gonna put in the work, I'm gonna make sure on game day I'm ready to go and stuff like that. But like
I would hit the coach up like a month in advance. Oh, what do we do? We have a game this weekend. What's going on? And he's like, oh, I don't know yet.
You're trying to plan stuff.
I'm trying to plan. Set in stone things and get flights cheaper when I can.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I had to put my foot down on certain days. Like, I'm going regardless. Type of thing.
Right.
But then
bench me if you want. You still pay me.
No, actually, I could have got a pay cut if I don't. Perform.
Yeah, part of the contract is make appearances.
Do my part.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. And then what was the weather like out there? I mean, every time it seemed kind of like overcast and stuff like that, and sometimes rainy. But was it?
At first, it was cold, but windy, like a windy cold, and that's a different cold because we're right next to the water. So we'd get this since we're on the hill, the breeze would come up and hit the field real hard. So the first couple months it was kind of windy, and it snowed a couple days, but it was colder longer than I thought, because when I remember being in Turkey, it was warm. So I was there during the winter time. I was like, what the heck, when's it gonna warm up? So it took a long time for it to start warming up, maybe end of April, early May, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to get in the pool now, And they're like, no, it's closed. I'm like, great. So the semester ends, all the students leave, and they're like, the pool's still closed. I'm like, I'm so confused. When is the pool supposed to open? And I thought they're for the students. We're soon to find out it opened it like the last month. I was like, man, you guys are kind of shady for this. Yeah. Because I got kicked out of the pool like 3 times.
Oh, for hopping in there where you weren't supposed to be in there?
They got the sign up. They're like, read this. I'm like, sorry, I don't speak Turkish.
Yeah.
Like,
next I thought that said go ahead and jump in.
Go this way.
I thought it just said no lifeguard on duty. I was just going to make sure I didn't drown.
They're always trying to find an excuse to get me out of the pool. Oh, you need head cap, wave cap, like hair cap. I'm like, come on, man. You got to be kidding me.
I can let it flow.
Yeah. But what I love is, like, they had sleds. I can work out on the field. So I was working on the field. And I enjoyed that. Peaceful view. You can see the bridge. The ocean was real close. Mm-hmm. So it was something that I pictured myself doing when I was little, as doing this as a job. And I was like, man, this is what I do for a living. I'm training, I work out, and nothing else to worry about. I'm not stressed, and I'm something I love doing. I'm passionate about, and I'm like, I'm really living the dream. It's soaked in. I can blast my music. Nobody's around, on the field. Like, that's the vibe that I've always wanted to have. And
blasting that Nipsey Hussle out there and stuff.
Yeah, seriously, full blast. I don't care who's out there. But one of my other goals is try to get all my team out there, on days off, which is really tough to do because those guys are busy, with school or with jobs. But I, got the guys out there when I could. So it's been fun, man.
And then when you guys had practices, were they more like in the afternoon, or did you guys have like morning practices?
No, we had late night practices.
Late night. Oh, like
8:30 to 11 o'clock at
I see
night.
the lights on out there. Yeah.
So that's why I'd go. I'd get a nice workout early in the morning. Mm-hmm. Kind of just rest and chill in the afternoon, depending what day it was. If I didn't have a ballet class or whatever, And then at night, shoot, full practice, man. We'd be doing full pads. Sometimes I'd be so confused. Coach is like, we're going live. I'm like, we got a game in a couple of days. Why are we going live?
You trying to get me hurt right now, Coach?
Yeah, man. So I'm like, what are we doing? But yeah, I wish we did a lot more team events, like bring the team together.
Yeah, just more stuff as
but
teammates. And stuff.
It is what it is, and I was able to bond with the guys who did that free time, which was the import guys. So, but
how was it when you like traveled for games and stuff? Was it pretty cool? Like, did you take a lot of buses, or did you guys fly a lot of places, or half and half, or?
We only flew.
Well,
to
Turkey's
Switzerland.
Turkey's not that big, huh?
No,
and then,
Turkey's massive.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd say it's bigger than every country in Europe. There's no.
I need to look at a fucking map.
I'm trying to think right now which country would be bigger in Europe.
I don't know. I'm not good with geography and stuff like that.
No, you're good, because
very.
once I told people there's almost 20 million people in Istanbul, they're like, what? No, there's no way. I'm like, yeah, man. Only a place similar to the amount of people that I was like, you can compare New York to that, man.
Wait, what's this place? Turkmenistan?
Let me see.
The hell? Turkmenistan? That's something else. That's on Turkey, but
Yeah, you're too far east.
I know. I saw that. I was like, wait, what the fuck is this?
All right, here's Turkey. Right there. You can see the size of it compared to the other countries.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I did a lot more traveling in
Turkey
the country.
Was small?
Probably because
Crazy. Oh, but that's cool because you guys are like right there. Yeah, Istanbul's in the little.
You see how like we're surrounded
Oh,
by a
dude,
lot?
so that's crazy. I didn't know it's literally like split by like that little river that
You
goes
see
through
that?
whatever. Yeah, I thought it was just like kind of like the land and
there's
stuff.
like
Like
so there's 3 main bridges, and we're Sadier, where I lived and where the Koc
the
University
little,
was.
was it 07? 07, 02, 01?
But it was cool, man. They had the Black Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, like just the experience of being able to see different waters was unreal. Oh, I went to the city called Izmir. Man, one of my favorite cities now to go visit. The people, the water, next level stuff, bro. Honestly. And the food everything was cheap. People are so welcoming. They hear me speak. They're like, oh, where are you from? Los Angeles. Like, oh,
California.
yeah.
You from America?
I swear. No, a lot of people think Los Angeles is a state.
Really?
Yeah, because I'd be like, I'm from Los Angeles. They're like, oh.
That's true because
where's that from California? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's in California.
Because nobody ever says like, literally it's like San Francisco and then LA and San Diego. Like, there's not like
That's
enough
it,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, like when you reference something,
I told people there's Fresno, I'm
Like,
talking
yeah,
about
like but even then most people are just San Francisco, like up that
Yep.
part. Yeah,
That's it.
But,
It's kinda
there's
sad.
just people in this fucking country that think that California is like not as big as it is. They think San Francisco is like in another Northern California or
We should
something,
be
like a
2
whole
states,
separate
bro.
a whole separate state and stuff. It pretty much is, dude. It's a whole.
It really is.
Nobody's ever been up to like Northern California. It's a whole different vibe up there, man.
Different people.
Like,
It is really
There's
different.
there's different there's whole different vibes. There's the Bay Area. Then
Yeah,
there's
they
like
call it the Bay. That's what we call it.
And then there's like inland, like Fresno and stuff like that, and Stockton, Sacramento, and shit. And then
It's
up
funny you say
above that, you got all like that Humboldt and just like,
Yeah,
which is
so
almost like
much.
I at that point, like once you start getting up a little bit past that, I
Like,
pretty
you
much
think Humboldt is?
I say
Oregon,
that's Oregon. Like
yeah.
once the trees start getting tall and shit, you're pretty much
Right.
you might as well be in Oregon.
Because being in Fresno, I was like, where you from? People be like SoCal, or people say Bay. I'm from the Bay. That's
Yeah.
it. Those two right there. So it's like, no one's from Fresno.
Yeah,
But
or
there's
some
only a couple
random like
locals.
state or something, just from somewhere else. Did you
Yeah.
have a lot of out-staters when you were at Fresno? Or no?
No, Fresno usually recruits a lot of
Within.
Yeah.
Well,
within
I know
the
like
state.
California's always the hard one to try to get guys from other states and stuff.
Well, we had guys from Hawaii. A guy from Hawaii, a couple guys from Hawaii. Good group of Polynesians on the team. But for the most part, yeah, everyone was from California.
Oh, that's another question I was gonna ask. Did you see any other polys out there where you were playing? No.
This year, no. Last year I met more polys. Like this year was kind of different. I came across a lot more guys that are from different countries. I started connecting a lot more with guys from different leagues. Like the Italian league, American football is very big. They do a great job of promoting over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the whole country has a
think
big
that-
following. Has a huge.
You would think
following.
they would like not be too into football and
How
stuff because they like
small it is,
soccer.
man.
Well, I don't know. I think like they like soccer a lot and stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and like
That's
chasing
weird. Yeah,
bulls and
I
stuff.
feel like those countries where people like soccer a lot, they don't like football or like other like not. I'm not saying other sports, but just like I don't know. I feel like for a lot of the world, like soccer is like the big thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and
well,
just, like,
even
you
in
know.
Turkey, there was a team called Galatasaray or something. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but massive fans. Great. Like, they won the championship. The city was going crazy. I'm talking about fires and honking horns and flags. Like, it was a cool to experience that. But that's one thing I wish I did. Wish I went to a game, but none of the players put me on about, you know, going to the games. Because I was like, hey, how much are tickets? Oh, there's a game this weekend. Low. Like, I got money. Just let me know.
Just let me know how I got. Yeah, if I could do it myself, I'd do it myself.
So it's pretty much, it does help knowing people, really does. Because, you know, I've made new friends because I do traveling because I was trying to be social. And because I met people, they showed me all the local good spots. And people were like, man, when I went to Izmir, I went to all like the local spots. And people were like, how do you know about these? I was like, I got a
homie who put me on.
Yeah. And I'm like, because none of you guys were putting me on, so I got to figure this out on my own.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So I think it's important,
go and explore
man,
and stuff.
Yeah, network, socialize as much as you can. I would encourage anybody to do that because when you're quiet and you're by yourself, you're limited unless you're like that.
Dude, that's one thing. Like even like the podcast and like, you know, fucking social media and stuff. Now it's like sometimes you don't even gotta just put like what you're passionate about and stuff out there and stuff, and like you're gonna grab it. That's why I do all the things that I do. It's like I'm looking for those people who are trying to do the same things I'm doing, or like interesting people, you know. Yeah. But like I put out there, you know, the things that I want to do with people and stuff like that, you know, because like I'm one of those things where you got to kind of like speak things into existence. You got to kind of like you know like people aren't supposed to be mind readers and stuff, and like you know
you can't be assuming anything.
Yeah, so you know but yeah, talking to people and like you know I like of course you know doing this conversations, extracting information from people. You know I like asking questions and shit. But
it's important.
But yeah, it's good to you know just talk to people and stuff. So what would you say be the most like interesting experience that you had while you were over there? It's like the most
this year in Turkey.
Yeah, like was it meeting somebody, going somewhere besides like you know the Switzerland thing?
Oh, that's a good question. I think just how different the politics was a huge problem this year with having conflicts with Trump.
Oh yeah,
they had to do re-election twice in Turkey for their senator or whatever.
Oh.
But the government has a lot of power over the people, and the currency kept changing. So
like the worth of it, like how much?
Yeah. So before it was like 5.2 Turkish liras was $1, and when I just left, it got up to 6.7 or something like that.
Damn.
Like
that's a lot on the dollar.
Massive difference, yeah. So it benefited me, but it hurt the people, you know, because everyone's
people are living there, yeah, and people, yeah.
Because the average salary is like 300 euros, like which is like $350 a month, and so a lot of people were struggling. I think that's why I wasn't able to spend as much time with the guys because a lot of them were struggling financially.
Yeah.
So some guys were and some guys weren't, but being around a different culture. Being like having the main religion like being Muslim, so I saw a lot of people covering up, and that was different. So I seen a lot of the women covering up, so that was a different experience to see. And I love seeing the mosque and not seeing so many people in such a small place. Istanbul really is a massive city, so you can go to because they have different districts, you know, for us counties.
Oh yeah,
and there'd be 1 million people there, 1 million people here. So everywhere I went, it always felt like it was packed.
Yeah.
So that's why I love the public transportation, because if you got around in a car, you're struggling.
Yeah.
And cars are expensive. They got to pay for the car, and whatever the price of the car is, you got to pay in taxes. So if you have a car out there, you're balling.
Yeah, I was about to say shit. And then the more you're balling, you're really balling because you're paying more on that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool though, man. What else was I gonna ask you right now? I just forgot. It slipped my mind.
But I was eating good. Definitely eating good.
Yeah.
Cooked a lot, you know. The beef.
How was that?
So I had no pork.
That Salt Bay place. How was that?
The restaurant was good. That's
good.
Experience.
What do they call it? Like Nuzur or
Nuzret. I might be saying it wrong too. Yeah. But he's got like 6 restaurants over there.
I just like the way those guys like they cut things and they throw it up and they're like
just like it, bro. Just like I talk mustache, glasses, white shirt, you know, black pants, the whole nine, like exactly image of him. And a lot of my teammates have met him because he's a local dude.
Oh yeah, well he's from there. That's his.
So that was
fucking hometown.
It's cool to hear something like, he's like, yeah, that guy, he only speaks Turkish.
Yeah. See, that's another fool.
And they're like, he's a small dude.
Social media fucking made him famous, man. Dude just like cutting up meat in the back and flipping it around and doing something. Somebody's like, yo, let me video you real quick. Let me throw that on.
He's like, okay.
And he just, dude, I love watching his videos of him cutting up meat or just like taking things off the bone, like doing all this.
Still killing the game, man.
Bad. But yeah, dude, it's part of food, man. Showmanship, it's all. I like that Benihana experience.
Yeah, the beef, like the meat was real good quality. I don't care where you went in Turkey, because there was no pork anywhere. You couldn't find all beef. The quality was so much better. Like I could order a burger anywhere, and it was just so good.
Hell yeah.
Quality, man. And it was a little pricey. Meat was pricey. If you like to drink, alcohol was expensive. But cigarettes, I don't smoke, obviously.
Yeah.
But cigarettes were way cheap. Like here, just going to a liquor store, fill up a tank, you'll see it's like $7-8 because of tax purposes.
What do people smoke over there? Is there a certain brand or something, or like, or no, they have regular brands? Yeah, people, you see anybody smoking them Turkish Royals, Camels, the
Camels? Yeah, they got all of that Turkish stuff. Royals. But it was like for them it was like $2.
Damn.
For us it's 4 or 5 times more. Yeah. So guys were like, some of the guys were smoking. They didn't even smoke because it was so cheap.
Yeah.
And they don't test in the Turkish League.
So I was gonna say, you have guys on your team that smoke.
No, you guys smoke. Come on, man. It was crazy.
Dude, man, when I played semi-pro, dude, it was funny because we had a couple guys actually. Yeah, at halftime they'd go walk into a parking lot and they'd go smoke a cigarette and stuff, and I'm like, bro, like
that's awesome. and that's how it was in the U.S. for what was it, the '60s? But now, like nowadays, it's the same similar in Europe. I remember a lot of guys smoking. And it's more common. It's a lot affordable, and it's the usual. That's what they're doing. That's the thing to do.
Yeah, nobody cares about it killing you. They're like, we're gonna die anyways. Enjoy it.
Seriously, you see pregnant people smoking. I'm like, what the heck are you doing?
Damn.
Yeah.
No Surgeon General over there telling them nothing. Maybe probably shouldn't be doing that.
They're selling it, promoting it.
Dang.
But they had a lot of traditional food that I really enjoyed. And seriously, now I'm gonna look around here to see. I mean, obviously, I miss my Mexican food. That's one reason why I couldn't live overseas, because I love Southern California.
That's one thing. It's funny because I always hear like Asian restaurants, Mediterranean, Thai food, all this stuff.
We got a little bit of everything, man.
Yeah, I'm like other than like the Salt Bay having his restaurant stuff. Like what is like Turkish food? Like what's the main type of things that they eat? Over there. Like what is Turkish food?
Well, they have a dessert called baklava, and then they have we call it like kebab, but they call it doner. Doner.
It's like meat with stuff on there.
Yeah, like shredding the meat up. It's real common to see that. What else? They are known for their beef. Their meat's really good. They have this alcohol called raki, and it's like a traditional drink. It looks like it's like white, but it's like really strong. It's a traditional drink that Turkish people love to drink, man. They get crazy, and they start drinking at a young age. Some of the younger guys like, yeah, I've been drinking since like 14, 15, 16 years old. I was like, geez.
Damn.
I'm trying to think what else was traditional. Oh, they use a lot of pistachio on a lot of their desserts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was a little different. You could see the green. It's so beautiful. They had this circular shaped bread called simit, and it was real tasty. It had like flax seeds
on top and
roasted in it. Yeah, that was good. And then I got introduced to this thing called the Izmir cookie in Istanbul, but it's called why can't I think of it right now? But it was the most delicious thing I've ever had in my life. I was always posting it. Gosh, why can't I think of it right now?
And what kind of cookie is it? Is it kind of
it's like stuffed with hazelnut cream or just some kind of chocolate.
And then what's like the outside of the cookie? Is it
it's like a doughy type of material? It looks like a dim sum type of thing. Like very simple, looks ugly, but you taste it. Oh my god. Why can't I think of what it's called right now? But I was literally eating that every night, bro.
Well, it's like, man, like sugar cookies. Those are the things that look, they're simple and stuff. Yeah, those are things that are delicious and stuff. But yeah, too many of those and sugar high.
Well, yeah, they're known for their desserts too. They had a lot of, and man, there's a university, ITU. It's older than the United States.
What?
Yes, it was started in like 1770. I'm like, what?
The United States will be 1776 our birthday.
Yeah, man. I'm like, there's a school older than our whole country.
Yeah.
I find that amazing.
It's pretty crazy. Badass. some old shit over there, man. Some worldly stuff. I'm glad that you went over there, had fun and everything, came back safely and stuff, and that you're here now. And thank you for hitting me up to do this podcast and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
man, I was excited. I was like, man, I gotta share this. I gotta let people know, what I've been up to.
And see, like this,
low key.
This was perfect too. Like right when you got back, like that's what I'm saying. I want to like get this stuff for because I want you because last time you're like trying to remember, you're like, wait, was it because things especially dates and stuff, it's like, wait, like I don't remember. Everything just becomes a blur after a while and stuff,
That's why I was trying to capture everything I could, my stories.
No, that documentary stuff is some good stuff, and if you go back to Europe or go, wherever you do and stuff, definitely, do that some more and stuff, because man, people love stories. People love different angles of the story and stuff. I mean, you got the people who talk to you personally, and then people just love to hear this stuff, and then people are just like to just read the stats and all that stuff, and
I love the community. A lot of people from Facebook and La Habra, everyone's always asking, so it's good to share with them what I'm doing, especially, a lot of older people are on Facebook, so everyone uses Facebook in Europe, it's like the main thing out there. So being able to share that and let everybody know that, how I'm doing, and I'm doing well. So it's always good to share.
Yeah, just a little check-in. And then, I mean, for me, too, it's cool to see just your experience, the places you go and, it's like I'm there and I'm, experiencing it with you, but I'm not there. And, it's like, it's kind of cool. You get a little peek through the, like, looking glass and stuff. And
get a taste of it.
Yeah. But, yeah, that'd be pretty cool, the documentary, to bring people in more. And,
definitely send
so people, could see the whole experience of it.
Actually, you know what? You'll get an exclusive look. I'll send it to you ASAP.
Yeah, send me the link. I won't leak it, but yeah. All right. Well, thank you for coming on down here. Once again, we're in the fucking La Habra High School weight room where it all started. We got player of the year over there up on the wall from what was that, like 2009, 2008, something like that. And all these, CIF tradition stuff, name on the board up there a couple times.
Got some legends in here, man, that I looked up to. My brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say, your brother's on there above you, right before you. There.
Yeah, both my brothers, man.
Shout out to our boy Dom over there. Got a couple good people over there, man. Got Ryan Hillman over there.
Got some legends in here, man.
Daniel Morales.
And we got some guys in the league, Got some
league, Kyle Pecco, shout out.
Pecco,
I know. Is he on here somewhere? He's probably somewhere.
Yeah. He's all league.
Oh,
for
right
sure.
there. Boom. Kyle Pecco.
That's a lineman, offensive lineman, though.
Offensive lineman, yeah. Shoot. Big boy, man. But, yeah, dude. Oh, shoot, Eric Padilla. Dang, I know a lot of these. Damn,
bro,
man.
That's what I was Pop Warner guys. Dude, look at 2009.
Dude, one thing I was telling Rob when I came in here, dude, is I was like, this is only the second time I've ever been in this weight room. Like,
really?
I came last year at the beginning of like the summer when Rob was starting with the freshman guys and everything. They bring them in here, show them like this is our weight room tradition, all this stuff. Yeah. And I was like, we never had this at our school. Like our freaking program was whack and everything. I was like, dude, if you walk in a place like this, like you just like see it, like it's like, okay, I want to be a part of something just bigger than yourself and everything. I was like, bro, like if I could just have my picture and my name somewhere up on this wall, dude, I would have been happy, bro. Like that.
Yeah, that was definitely the goal. That was one of the goals. I got to get on the board, and the only way you can do that is if you win a championship.
Oh, one good thing Rob pointed out was like, I'm going to take a picture of that and throw it on the insert thing where you're sitting in the locker room at Angel Stadium up there.
The throwback,
before the game, before the big game.
Memory, man.
But, yeah, man, some good times here.
It's been fun.
Wish I could have been a part of it. But, still got to experience it a different way. I mean, it's cool because, like, I always think about that, man. Had I stayed in La Habra, my life would have been completely different. Like, I probably would never been doing podcast stuff or into music and video and all that stuff. Like, I would have probably just been straight into sports. And, what's cool is, like, it's part of my life and it's, like, something that I carry, with me and stuff. And taught me, like, brotherhood and all those things, family, discipline, tradition, all these things. And, so it's, like, it's the way life is and stuff. And it's like at the end of the day, we're sitting here, we're still doing this thing. So you always find your way back in the universe,
Yeah, seriously.
All right, man. Well, everybody check out my boy on Instagram, raw_juice20. And then, if you guys want to add him on Facebook and stuff, follow his documentary. I mean, he's there. He's pretty open with the public and stuff like that, But, yeah. I mean, if you want some info, it's got knowledge, man, about physiology stuff, yoga stuff, man. Put you on the right track. Stick with him.
Yeah, man. So that's what's great about being a teacher, man. Being able to educate. So that's what I love to do. And so if anyone, I love sharing. And that's the thing. People's like, what's the secret? And I'm like, hard work is the key, man, and being consistent. So
hard work, dedication.
That's all it is. That's all it is. If you put your mind to something and you really want to do it, it's just a matter of time of you being able to grasp it and be able to get it. So
yeah. And shout out one more time to the Koc Rams for their their championship season this year. You know,
Yeah.
get them, we're repping right there and stuff. All you guys, because I'll probably see this, so shout out to them and stuff.
Yeah.
And then okay, real quick before we leave, do you know how to say like goodbye or farewell or anything like that? And you know any Turkish at all? Did you pick up anything while you were over there?
Yeah, so
Like a little bonjour or something?
No,
it's a whole
so,
different language.
A formal greeting, you just say merhaba, merhaba.
Merhaba?
Yeah,
And it's
merhaba.
like, what is that, like a see you later or like a
No,
no,
merhaba,
goodbye?
oh, like hello, how's it going?
Oh, okay.
You know,
Just a greeting for something?
yeah, and then people will just respond. So that was like the basic one I learned, and then teşekkürler.
Teşekkürler.
So that meant like thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, so I commonly would just use those two, and that's pretty much all you need to know for Turkey.
Teşekkürler.
Oh, I want to give you a gift, bro.
Oh, what do you got?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
a little
wanna
ram.
hook
A little
you up,
ram.
You know what I'm saying? Got you a customized bracelet, so I
yeah.
want to hook you up, man. Make sure you
Yeah.
part of the
Istanbul,
organization.
Turkey.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, Koc Rams. Bam.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I don't like the little ram on there because I'm a Raider fan, but, but it's red and it's got different colors and it says Istanbul,
It's the other
Turkey,
ram,
so
yeah.
it's foreign. Nice.
It's that European ram.
Yep. Cool. Foreign stuff. I like that, man. It's
Yeah,
cool.
no problem. I got you.
All right, man. I appreciate you doing this
Anytime,
again.
bro.
Thank you guys for watching, and tune in next time, man. We'll definitely doing another one about something sometime in the
We'll
future.
see,
Just
yeah.
stay tuned.
Stay
All right.
tuned.
Later.
Hey, hey, it's the Madam